Tami Roman returns as host for season 2 of Caught in the Act, Unfaithful, now on MTV. Tami, so great to see you. Thank you so much for your time today.
Oh, it's good to see you.
So this season, last season I was obsessed with. This season, I want to believe that you can find love anywhere, not just online. But we get it. We get a couple who meet at a gas station, and things are a little rough, kind of from the start. Let's talk a little bit about where we're going to kind of start off on this new season.
Well, this season covers the gamut. Yes, as you said, we have some online relationships. We have people who've known each other since college, high school. We have people who've met at gas stations, as you said. And I think what it's really about is that everybody's looking for love, right? Everybody wants that interpersonal dynamic and social contact with someone else. So how you find them, we can't judge that. What happens once you find them, that's where I come in. And we want people to be committed to their relationships. We want people to honor, the fact that you are supposed to be with one person unless there's an understanding that that's not what's happening in this relationship. And we do see some of that too.
As far as the premise of the show, so obviously somebody comes to you because they have some questions as to what their partner might be doing or might be up to, or might have a little bit of evidence. And you and the team look into, is that actually true? What's going on? Assessing the situation. But the part is where you can either confront both people, or the other person could team up with the person that comes to you and confront that person's partner. Talk a little bit about that aspect of the show.
That was the one part of the show that sold me on being a part of the show, because most people know my history, and I had infidelity in my ex-relationship, my ex-marriage. And I always wanted to sit and talk to the young lady. It's like I wanted to have a conversation with her to see what she knew, what she understood about who I was and things of that nature. And I wasn't afforded that opportunity. I think we spoke once on the phone, but to actually sit down and speak face to face, I never got that chance. She could walk up and smack me today and I wouldn't know it was her. So I think that is the component where people have a chance to speak face to face with the person that is either a party to the infidelity and may not actually know that that's what they're doing. Sometimes both women are in the blind, and you're not going to find that out unless you have that conversation. And we offer you that.
And one of the things that I love that you do on the show too is having every party accept responsibility for their actions. And sometimes it's easy to say, you cheated, you're doing this, look what you did, but not looking in the mirror and, not taking 100% of the blame, but seeing where was your part in it, and having everybody kind of take a step back and decide if they want to move forward, or if too many, bonds have been broken and you need to, separate at this point.
Yes, in the premiere episode, that's exactly what we do. And I'm a person who's non-biased in this, right? I don't know the party who comes to me, and I don't know the alleged cheater. I'm just listening to the situation and giving my advice on it. And I want people to understand that it's not always the person who is the cheater at fault in the demise of a relationship. Sometimes we ourselves, with our baggage and our views, create a toxic environment that causes people to act out in whatever way. And we can't judge how they act out. We may not like it, but we, at that point, are able to have conversations about it. And that's what Caught in the Act, Unfaithful provides for the people who come to see me.
And especially talking about conversations, and not to give any spoilers away for the very first episode, but at one point the partner says exactly why the actions are taking place, or why, the supposed actions are taking place. Like, it's not, you had to pull it out of this person. It's moments after the cameras come out, you get to hear that. And as far as maybe some advice for the couples out there who may be having some issues as far as communication, because it can easily break down really fast, and it just takes one conversation or asking one question to be able to solve that before you get to this point.
Yeah, the problem with communication is that people only want to talk and they never want to listen. And that's the part that you have to have in order to have proper communication. So I think what we witness on Caught in the Act Unfaithful is everybody's talking and nobody's receiving the information that the other person is giving them. And on the premiere episode, this gentleman, just like he sat down with me in the first 2 minutes and said, this is what's wrong. So he's a talker, he's going to tell you what's wrong, but his partner wasn't receiving and listening to that information and making the changes and or compromising so that they could both be on one accord.
Everybody comes to new relationships with baggage from their previous relationships, whether it was
Correct.
the ding of a text that you're like, who is that person? Or why are they smiling? Or why are they coming home late? And you might have your suspicions.
Yes.
What's your advice, especially starting a new relationship and not, kind of being aware of the signs that something might be going on, but also letting go of that baggage from your previous experience?
I think that people need to stop jumping from relationship to relationship before they've healed some of those scars and some of those wounds. I think we tend to, here again, because we want interaction, social interaction with another person, that we just go out and get involved. And we haven't dealt with the things that have hurt us in the past. And, like me, there's things, I got a full Louis Vuitton set of luggage, okay? And I brings it with me everywhere I go. But I had to find time within myself to sit with myself, to heal myself so that I did not continue to bring some of those things with me into my new marriage. And that's what everyone needs to do. You've got to look at yourself in the mirror. You've got to say, this is what I went through. I'm going to work towards healing this wound so that it never opens up again. And people don't take time to do that.
I want to say that a lot louder for the people in the back, especially taking the time
Yes.
to heal those wounds.
You got to take the time. And sometimes it could be 3 months. Sometimes it could be 3 years, or, you can't put a time limit on healing. You can't put a time limit on evolution. You can't put a time limit on resolution. I think that you'll know when it's right for you to take another step into the relationship and manage your triggers, because the truth of the matter is we're all dealing with reality. Sometimes those things are going to pop back up. My husband turns his phone face down. I'm like, flip it up, child. I need to see what's going on, but I have to learn how to manage that trigger, because if you trust a person that you're in a relationship with, those things should not bother you.
Exactly. Well, Tami, always so great to chat with you. Thank you so much. Of course, new season coming to us on July 11th on the new home at MTV.
Yes.
Caught in the Act, Unfaithful.
Tuesdays.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.